Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Phantom Brigade, where today we're still just kind of looking for trouble. We are seriously escalating things here in the province of Ostbaggerweil, maybe? So it probably is about time we get some things actually done. And we are now to locate a farm, which it's got to be this, right? It's got to be this contact that we're like right up on top of. Did I do it? Vault 1. Hidden Workshop Cache. An active cache that most likely contains parts, subsystems, or supplies. Attacking it will present an opportunity to secure that equipment. Okay, yeah, cool. Let's do it. Let's do it. Wow, where's the button for let's do that? Because it looks like we're right on top of it. It is also blue already. Well, it's sort of grayed out. Yeah, I guess maybe we are considered to have already taken it. What I'm seeing is not in fact the farm, but just the last mission is a stable location. Try driving away from it a little. Yeah, I guess that must be. It's weird though that it would have left a marker that we couldn't see after the mission though, right? It must not be the mission. I don't know. This is a little, I mean, whatever, it's empty. Let's just keep moving. So I guess we are really just looking for this farm. Let's drive off into the corner here and then we'll kind of like do a sweep around the border. In the text box we received, the farm was a place that one of our pilots could just like see with the unaided eye. Yeah, clicking on this does not lead me to a new attempting to right click on it. Just right clicked through it and laid down a waypoint all the way over there. Yeah, okay, this stuff could be a little bit clearer, but yeah, I don't think we're finding anything in that direction. And once again, we are increasing the hostility of this province every moment we are present somehow. You would think during time when you're not actually interacting with anything and you're not like visible on anybody's radar or anything, that number would stop climbing. But I'm sure they figured out this is the way to do this. That makes the most sense. Maybe. Possibly. Gosh, the default movement speed of this thing is real slow. Oh, okay, we're picking up something here. All right. So we got patrols and whatnot, but we have a base with a threat level of 82 over here, which seems like a thing we can probably handle. Enemy squad has been dispatched to investigate, but they are way too far away to stop us. So let's roll up and ruin some things. You received intel that some units in this base have regenerative armor. I figured that's not going to be a real problem. Well, let's just roll right into it, right? We have no major loadout changes to make, I don't think. All right. The enemies sure would like to make this quick. We do not have retreat status. We are in here for the foreseeable, but also this doesn't look all that challenging, frankly. All right, so what do we have? We have shotgun and shield, cannon and SMG, and then of course a tank. You know, a tank loaded with some kind of tank stuff. Just a normal autocannon, and they have some turrets. Hostile auto turrets. Do we have a range on these? So there was one mission that had turrets in the tutorial. And they were linked to like a battery building that could be destroyed to just turn them off. So I didn't actually see them operate at all because it was trivial to turn them off. I guess we'll just avoid them. Doesn't actually seem all that difficult. All right. So, sniper rifle, not really ideal positioning here. Now, buildings like this, they are in theory blocking, but I don't... You can definitely put mech level weaponry through a building. We can just fire immediately. Then how heated up are you by that? It takes you to like 70. So I'd have to wait till here for you to fire again without overheating. And that's certainly giving the enemy an awful lot of time to work. All right, let's see if we can use the assault rifle unit to just prevent this thing from actually getting to a point where it could reasonably shoot. Because I feel like... Alright, it's going to try to engage from over there. We're going to have to move the sniper out of the way. There's no way that we can just stand and wait. So I will wait until after my shot is fired at least. But then, yeah, we got to like... try to get to some cover here. The tank does eventually target this unit, so we want to be a little bit cautious of that. If we do this approach, we set up an attack right about here. It's hard to know how much health we expect this thing to still have. The damage model is still a mystery. I do not feel like I learned very much. Pardon me. Do not feel like I learned very much during the last mission, at least, so we'll just have to see how that goes. I think I'm just going to advance this way with you, and then we can probably get another sniper shot off. So like this, we put buildings between us and the enemies. Yeah, okay. So by the time we're cooled down again, it looks like they're done shooting. So I think we can... Let's maybe throw down another weight here. Alright, yeah, I want to wait until this one loses targeting on me, and then we can advance and set up another... he's going to be... No matter how we do this, he's going to be like way inside of... Yeah. He's way inside of our range. We can fall back to like here. And then where can I plant an attack? So... Actually, the way I've set that run up, they're just going to crash into each other. Never mind. Maybe after we've done that weight, maybe the play is to just like back way the fuck up and try to find a clean sniper shot afterward. If I do it like this, okay, there we go. That gives enough room for those two to move past each other safely. I'm feeling pretty good about that then. The tank never really gets to a spot where it can finish the job. You can, however, get another shot off at this thing. All right, we're relying on these buildings for cover, and as you're about to see, that is not necessarily a great long-term strategy. So you can see the destruction is actually like really, really good. Stuff gets shredded piece by piece. You can actually like bore holes in buildings effectively. It's a really, really cool damage model. So we managed to completely wreck this pilot. Took the legs out of his mech and just... I'm assuming when they fall, they take more concussion damage, probably. I don't actually know that. But it would make sense. If I put this right at the beginning, it looks like I should... No, I don't have a clean shot, though, because of the building. Well, I think I'd rather shoot at this guy anyway. So if we just move the attack forward a little bit... Here we go. We can do that, and actually we can even backpedal a bit while we're winding up here. Keep that thing at basically optimal range. So are we just trading shotgun fire here? Yeah, all right. My feeling then is that it's probably better to just shield up and try to endure his shot before firing. That almost works. So the end of his fire command is here. It's really tough to know exactly where you need to have the shield up because you can see the length of their fire command, but like the actual attacks are not drawn out, and we know that the shotgun fire command contains 2 actual shots. I wish that like in the attack thing here there were maybe like vertical yellow lines that indicated like this is a moment of fire. Obviously that wouldn't be so useful for blocking the enemies, but it would be nice for timing my own movement and stuff. So we want to advance on this guy so that we have our own shot, our own nice clean shot after we get through shielding, but also I definitely want to make sure I'm not blocking the sniper. And honestly, it seems like the tank is just doomed, right? I think the tank's going to have a very hard time surviving this. There's an awful lot of heat coming through. I wonder if I should just try to run it over. We could do that on purpose, you know? We haven't really tried it. Let's try it. Let's try the old Battletech tank stomp. So we do that move, and then actually the active range on the firearm attack isn't even that different. I was thinking that will be point blank, so we'll just pop it with the handgun. But yeah, I don't know if that makes sense to do. Well, I guess this thing's not going to be maybe it's a threat. Maybe it's a threat if it gets through, because it is going to be firing into the flank of the shield mech. Although a pretty significant portion of its attack is going to get eaten by the building. I think, though, it's going to lose its action when we collide. I think. We're going to find out. I don't actually know how this works. And I think it's going to lose its action at the point of collision, right? Which is like here on the timeline. I'm marking this with my finger on my monitor, so apologies that you cannot see what I'm doing. But I'm moving to a flank here. All right, I'm going to trust that that thing's not going to be where the timeline says it's going to be. Let's see how this works. I'm actually really curious what's going to happen here. Oh, actually, it has an even greater problem. Okay. Hold on. There's a replay function here. So first of all, I was watching the tank the whole time. I'm going to replay this one more time. So, didn't really do anything there. Oh, interesting. In replay mode, does it really not... That sucks. In replay mode, it doesn't visualize the damage anymore. That's very bad. That needs to not work that way. Okay. So the tank stomp seems to be fairly effective, actually. This thing is technically still functional. It is crashing, but it doesn't actually... See, it hasn't lost any of its sections, so I would expect it to become functional again after the crash resolves. Maybe it won't. In any case, we should have a nice clean shot here, right at the beginning of the timeline. And then... yeah, another pretty decent one. I can't see this thing surviving. So it is going to shoot, and it is we're a little bit inside of its optimal range. I don't know exactly how that's going to manifest. I'm just going to put up the shield and try to weather it. We really have taken like hardly any damage from it so far. And then as soon as it's back to there, so that thing's dead for sure, right? We do not need the assault rifle unit to attack it, which means we can have the assault rifle unit just like step out to here and shoot the tank. And then if for some reason that bot was still alive, it would be trivial to finish it off. But I think like this is... okay, no, it took more damage after it finished crashing. And yeah, that went exactly the way we thought it was going to go. So... I guess we're not good until we take out these turrets, huh? Is the tank still... the tank is reading as still live, like... I guess it still has its center bit? Yeah, alright. It's live until you take out its middle. Seems pretty resolvable. And then do we also have to take out the turrets? I'm not sure. It might be we're only still in the mission because the tank is still live. We can certainly advance on these turrets and do a little something. I can't imagine they have the functional range that the sniper rifle has. 14, huh? Oh, I guess I'm kind of shooting... I'm sort of shooting through something? Yeah, still garbage range. Why are you... I think it's shooting... it's like shooting for the bottom of the tower. Alright, hold on. There's a manual aim thing here that we can do. If I aim higher on the tower, the number does change, but it doesn't change in the way I was hoping. What if I run like in here? I'm trying to get like a really clear direct line of sight. Do I have a clean attack from there? It still reads as really bad. Even though the attack is... yeah, I don't know. Let me just see something here. If I finish off the tank, which I did, pilot deceased, is that good enough? Do I have to kill the turrets? Okay, I was gonna say, it would seem like killing turrets when there's no mobile enemies to pressure you would be totally free. Be trivial victory. Alright, so we found some level 3+ legs. A good shield. A decent arm. And then I think just a bunch of scrap, right? Bring me metal. We've also gained a ton of escalation. An enemy in the rubble. While you pick over the bones of the battle looking for parts to salvage, one of your pilots calls out to you. "Looky what we found," he says. In front of him, an injured enemy pilot lies amongst the rubble. One side of his body face is badly hurt, and his leg is trapped under a hefty piece of concrete. He might have information if you give him something, so we could pay him some supplies and gain a captive. I mean, we're at 1,100 supplies according to this. So that's enough to do the research and start construction of the next mech. I'm just gonna ignore him. We have an amount of material that we need very desperately. So, upgrades. Does it take time to install this, or is this immediate? Okay, cool. Yep, more room in the mech bay. All right. It will take time to actually build the mech frame. All right, 10 hours. Back out to the world then. Oh, I see. Okay, so every time we completely fill the meter, we gain a plus of hostility. All right. So now that this base is captured, it's got a symbol here next to it that I don't know what is that symbol supposed to mean? I'm not sure. We can resupply because we are at a base. And resupplying allows us to like refill our liquid fix and stuff and recharge our batteries. Obviously, we don't really need to do it right now, though. We come back over here and just see about getting in a fight. That equipment convoy is a higher threat level, though. I'm definitely a little leery. Let's just, you know what? Oh, that camp is reinforced. Hold on. I just got a little ping over here. Let's see what this is. Well, it's moving, whatever it is. This is probably the team that was coming to reinforce. All right. It's a patrol that has a theoretical threat level of 112. Let's see what that's like. Our fourth mech frame isn't quite ready yet. So far, we've been fighting forces that are considered numerically to be below us, and the fighting's been pretty fucking easy. So maybe we can handle this force. We are ready to retreat. If retreat should become necessary, there'll be reinforcements if we're not quick. We're looking at a force of 3 tanks and 2 mechs, a marksman rifle and an MLS, which I think is a missile launcher of some kind, and a machine gun, which is one of those like cone suppression spraying type weapons, right? Our sniper has begun the battle in a kind of a shitty place, if I may say so. Is this a turret? No, it's just a weird building. I don't know what that is. Okay, so actually, yeah, let me scrub the timeline here real quick first. So they're all advancing. This thing is going to fire that missile launcher. Missiles up in the air, and then they will try to come down on Chuckles, the sniper. We maybe could rename that. And then, yeah, there's some direct lines of fire. Okay, so what we're going to want to do is use a leap, use a dash to evade the missiles. However, I don't know when we want to do that because missiles move very slowly, has been my experience. So we could do it right now, just like basically as soon as the attack is supposed to have occurred. Just like dash really hard to here, and then you can see dash takes up both tracks, and it actually heats your mech up something fierce. The silhouettes of these tanks are pretty different. So assault rifle tank, and cannon tank. I don't know, that doesn't seem all that. It's just they look actually Is it a heaviness difference? This against like 270, 216. No, they're quite similar. They just have kind of different shapes. Okay, whatever, it's fine. Doesn't actually matter. So, in addition to that, they're trying to marksman our shield mech from all the way over there. This thing's going to advance and not be able to shoot our sniper from its advanced position. That's pretty grand. I kind of feel like we've got license to just open up with the assault rifle mech. It doesn't seem like the enemies are being particularly dangerous. There's a lot of fire that we can just kind of like tank on the mountain here. And then if you open up right about there, I should be able to get a couple of decent attacks off. We are just going to absolutely hose this dude down with bullets at a nice short range. See if we can't get rid of that. Because that missile launcher capability is actually potentially a real problem. I would like for him not to have that anymore. The question is, do we want to just advance kind of like right up the middle of this lane with the shield mech as well? I kind of think I do. Like just run like right up the gut here and get this thing for cover and high ground. Because we could shield forward during part of the approach and probably avoid a lot of the damage. What if I were to run this way instead? Can I break? It's pretty hard to break line of sight. We could let this building eat some of the damage from the marksman shot. It probably makes sense for us to have these two mechs in different places, at the very least, right? So let's make sure during the period of the marksman shot, the shield is up and pointed in this general direction. So I want to move it up a little bit here. When does he start lining it up? Okay. That's actually perfect. Yeah, I feel pretty good about that. And the thing I'm most curious about here is the rockets. Is it going to turn out that I've dashed too early? I might even... Can I just grab the dash command and move it? Well, no, okay. Let's just try it like this and see. We may have our sniper take some damage here. Okay, so the answer is yeah, that dash is way premature. You gotta dash now, basically. Wait, why am I not allowed to set the... Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. I was like, why can't I just drag that around? But I kind of can't afford to drag it around, right? I need to do it right now, even though it's going to dramatically overheat me. So the missiles are not shown. The movement of the missiles is not shown on the timeline at all. We have no idea. We have no ability to track what they're going to do. So you get to here. You wait until that tank is no longer shooting you. This guy's going to come at you again with those missiles. It's fine. And then you're going to take a high ground and maybe actually do some damage finally. Right, because this should be a pretty clean shot. Nope, you're just really bad at shooting things that are tank height. The tank is right in my optimal range band. I'm going to ignore the 19. Like, that should be a clean shot. Alright, so this thing has endured considerable damage. And this attack is still ongoing. There's a little bit more blood here. I don't think it's gonna drop, but we've done good work. Now this is a medium mech, and our assault rifle mech is a heavy. So we could just move to intercept, bodily intercept. I'm trying to see like that this tank is going to shoot at us, and I was trying to see if I could set up the ability to body check the tank as well, but it moves away from us just quickly enough that I think that's awkward. Because the thing is, we're already going to sustain some heat damage, so I don't really want to... Yeah, we can move aside and make the tank's shot bad at least. And then I can intentionally body check this thing, and we'll see what happens from there. Body check this thing and then attempt to go up on the hill. So it doesn't seem like anybody is shooting at this mech again for a little while. Okay, right at the end, that tank tries to take a shot. So my plan had been to get up here, obviously, and just like rain death down on that thing. Maybe that's not actually a good idea. And maybe I can preempt its attack with a murder. It does have an awful lot of HP, though. Alright, and then this mech. Actually thinking it might make a lot of sense to just come around here. Again, this tank is backing up at such a rate that it's going to be very difficult to catch it and harm it. Right about here, we get it into optimal shotgun range. And this guy's going to do that missile lock-on shot, but it seems like it takes long enough for the missiles to go up that we probably will have time to figure out how to manage them later. We probably don't have to respond to that this turn. I'm going to wait here just long enough to finish my attack and then back down again and hopefully spoil his attack in that way. All right, let's see what happens. So I'm very curious about the body check. I'm heavy and he's medium, so in theory this should cause a crash. Yep. Overall, pretty good read, except that those missiles absolutely did get down here in time. So this thing crashed. This guy. This tank crashed into something. I didn't even see what. Oh, it lost its left side to... was that the sniper shot there? Yeah, it was. Okay. I think. Is that what happened? Was that the one I had the sniper shooting? And the sniper's dodge did work. We didn't take any fire from those missiles. So yeah, the sniper managed to completely blow out the left side of the tank. That's great news for us. How did that... Wow. Remarkably little damage, actually. Almost nothing. Not actually a very good attack on your part, friend. Alright, so I think we want to just pursue. We want to just, like, bulldog this guy, right? I want to attack when I reach here. So I can afford to shield basically the whole way up there. Okay, that tank will try to shoot at you, but there's a mountain in the way. It's unlikely to be effective. This thing is going to wake back up, so we have to be wary of that. The tank only fires once, so we can definitely just post you up here. And like how non-optimal is this attack really? It's only a 44% chance to hit. Like, we don't have to deal very much damage at all to this thing to finish it off, right? So I'm gonna hit it, and then the second I've recovered from the heat enough to not overheat by firing, we're gonna hit it again. And that's gonna push us real close to the overheat threshold, but not actually over it. And then, yeah, you have what should be a pretty solid position. We fired like right at the end of the round. Yeah, we're inside optimal range, but not so much. I can back up and try to make that a little cleaner. Higher angled, just a little bit further away. Can I not stand on top of this little ridge point here? There we go. Yeah, there we go. Optimal range, very clean shot. I think we've got this. I think this is over. Excellent shield work. All right, the tank has uncrashed. It has recovered from its crash. The sniper rifle really does... It generates some heat, huh? It looks to me like this thing doesn't plan to move at all. Yeah. All right. So if I do a dash, if I like hop down, I can't hop down without what am I colliding with? Oh, it's not very safe to hop down a mountain, I guess. But if we do this and then start moving, I'm hoping I can avoid the shot that way. I guess we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out if that works. I'm probably not going to be able to do anything meaningful. The shotgunner, I'm sure, has this under control. This thing's going to try to run from me. We just want to keep up with it. It is a little faster than I am. So again, like, figure out where we want to shoot. And just fill the intervening space with shield commands. It won't quite let me do this. I wish it would like let me dynamically readjust things. I wish there was like a ripple edit effectively where I could just try to put this here and it would slide the other shield and the attack down. Because otherwise this is actually going to be a real pain in the ass to reset. I mean, whatever. I have the shield up during the period where we're actually being shot at. So I guess with this mech, the thing to do is just to, I guess, wait a little bit here, because this thing does... Yeah, wow, it does intend to really hose down the environment. Let's wait until next turn. It's probably dead to sniper fire, but, you know, just in case. Okay, pilot concussed, good enough. And I would assume this thing is just trying to leave the battlefield at this point. See if the assault rifle mech can contribute anything before this thing completely clears the hillside. Right, I'm not doing a ton of damage, but I'm also really not taking any damage. We could just keep this up all day. What he's trying to do is buy time for his reinforcements, though. So you take that shot, and then you start running. We need to get like a round over here, right? I don't want to put in too much more than one turn's worth of run so that we can afford to change things up next turn. You need to like get up here. Okay. Is he... Yes, he is a medium weight. I'm just gonna ram him. Okay, interesting. So the missiles, he fired the missiles past me and now they're coming around. And I don't have a dash capability on this mech. Oh man, it takes such a long time to run into a real attack position. Well, let's attack before the end of the round, no matter what. You are going to run back here. So as soon as this thing's out at optimal firing range. And I'm not even going to worry about those missiles. I'm just going to let them hit, because the last time we let them hit, it didn't really do anything. We get 2 decent attacks in from you. You, I'm sure, are still... Well, actually, maybe I can get a shot off here. Right, that actually puts him in the optimal range band. I think the problem is I don't have line of sight. We're going to have a hard time shooting around the hill, but also not hitting the not hitting this building. Yeah, that building's a problem. Can I get up on top of this thing this turn? Yeah, from up here we should have a pretty clean shot. It says 19, but I feel like it kind of always says 19. Alright, the pilot's dead. Okay, and we got there just before the reinforcements arrived. So yeah, like, body checking people is absolutely a real strategy. In fact, it seems great. Oh right, we have all these workshop charges, and we need to actually look at what these are. Some of these mechs are made of some really interesting parts. So we get these light legs with 2 pluses, plated 3. I'm assuming that's just, you know, lots of integrity. Definitely actually recover the blue parts. We did not leave these things in very good condition. Yeah, get me green weapons. And then I kind of think maybe just like scrap as much as we can from here. If we're going to scrap stuff, we want to start with the green stuff. So we're getting those advanced electronics and whatnot. And then it's just like... I don't know, everything's kind of worth the same amount. Alright, get that shit and then get out of here. Okay, before we do anything else, first of all, now we know we can definitely fight above our weight class. The game considers difficulty a little bit differently than I do. Secondly, what on earth... What are those workshop charges? So this is all the stuff that we can build. The more provinces that have been liberated, the higher the level of equipment the workshop manufactures. That's cool. So I guess, yeah, it is just like blueprints. ML3 Snail. 3 long-range guided missiles with low spread, slow but powerful. Interesting. And we can generate them at up to blue quality. Is that true of everything that we can build? Yeah, not the mech frame. A frame is a frame, but okay. Cool. How expensive is it? 800 rare components, 500 supplies, 15 uncommon components. All right. I have to imagine if you're going to build stuff, you want to build it with the higher rarities. So we probably want to hold off on doing any of that. I keep trying to back out of this menu rather than moving over to the other menus. I don't think we really want to make any big changes just yet. We still have plenty of liquid fix. We really aren't taking that much damage in battle. But I would like to get my mechs repaired. You know what? Let's go take this reinforced camp. We can handle a 120. I'm feeling much more confident of that now. We do not have the speed to escape this patrol if they want us, but it looks like they don't want us. All right. So let's hop down to our unit thing because we have built our 4th mech frame. Let's figure out how we want to put this thing together. So I kind of want to play with these missiles. Right? That's an interesting weapon. We do have a machine gun with an expanded magazine. So it's a 4.3 second attack. 10 hits, 599. So it's a 599 per hit. It does 10 shots of 599 over that duration. This thing seems... I want to play with the missile launcher. So let's do that. We will also have a handgun, I guess. Interesting. So that produces 129 heat. We reduce the heat by spreading it out over our body parts. So this thing has a heat sink. Yeah, each one of these little modifiers on here. The system is welded into the part, can't be replaced. So that's a thruster for jumping. This gives an extra 1.5 heat dissipation, which is not that much heat dissipation relative to the total amount that the body has. So lighter legs will give it better dissipation. I mean, it says that, but the light legs and the medium legs all have 5. And the heavy legs only have 4.2. It doesn't seem all that different. But for this mech in particular, there's not really a good reason. Like, it's going to be firing at a very long range, right? If I'm understanding the function of this. Optimal range up to 224 meters. So yeah, I guess let's go with the lighter legs. It's going to look a little silly. We probably want to replace its torso with something lighter eventually when we can. So wait, let me have a look at these. Right, so this gives it a barrier. This slightly enhances the rate of its barrier's regeneration. Okay. So it's a modifier for the other module. And the only difference between the arms really is the heat dissipation. So on this side, let's get the improved cooling arm. A whole extra 9%. And there we go. We are actually, at this point, capable of firing this thing without overheating. It is going to generate 86 heat per shot, but also it takes like a whole turn to fire it. So I don't think it's going to be all that meaningful. But there we go. That's a mech. It's a little bit not ideal in terms of the body being so heavy, but so let me do a full body. Let's throw a couple of let's throw different paint jobs on these things so that we can more easily pick our units out on the battlefield, because each one of them gets to look different. I'm a little bummed out about how gray these all are, like. But that's pretty good. That's a pretty good start. Can I camera? Okay, there we go. I kind of want them all to be bright colors and quite different from one another, just so that we can really easily tell. So this is the sniper. Can we do sort of a, is there like a really dark... okay, the bumblebee look is pretty rad. Yeah. That works. So black and gold. You, I want to be blue. Can we do whole body blue? Why are your legs red? Can I just remove the paint job on the legs? Whatever, I guess I'll specify. I would love for them to just inherit. Oh, there we go. Okay, if I right click on it. All right, that one's blue, and shield mech is sort of a bright orange that already stands out quite well. Yeah, I think this is okay. We can replace your shield with a better shield, can't we? At this point? Yeah, just barely. All right. So this mech is classified as heavy overall. So it's not about the parts. Like, all of his parts are medium. It's about the total mass of the robot in the end. I actually really like it working that way. So yeah, I think we're ready to take this thing on. Our threat level has advanced to 120. And frankly, I think we could have handled this at the old threat level, probably. They're making as much noise as they can, but I can tell you, I have scouted the area, and I do not think anyone has come to save you. Alright, so let's throw this missile launcher in here with the only other living pilot we have. We should probably pick up some more pilots, you know, just in case. A thing to consider for later. I feel like 3 mechs is already an amount of force that it's hard to imagine the enemies withstanding. And you can get up to 6? Hard to imagine. Hard to imagine how the enemies deal with that. How did we get this close to this turret without it noticing us? So they do actually have a pretty significant force here. Machine gun and shield. Pretty standard cannon tank. Okay. So all of their mechs are shielded, all of their tanks are just direct fire, and they all kind of want to be close to us. So the first thing we're going to do, I think, is open up on this, right? We got to get rid of this thing. I guess you actually want to move. You actually want to move toward it a little bit. So yeah, I guess I should scrub here too. So there's a shit ton of enemies, but I'm hoping they won't actually be all that dangerous. So we have enemies advancing up to just, yeah, shoot out from the windows, essentially, of their little fortress. The assault rifle mech comes under fire from just that tank way over there, at a range that I have to imagine is well beyond its optimal aim. Yeah, so I am like running out into the open here, but I definitely want to get around the side. I think I'm going to be okay. There's no way it has a clean shot. There's no way it has an accurate, clean shot. And somebody's got to kill the babysitter over here. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to advance up there. This thing, the shotgun and shield, we probably want to advance pretty straight as well. But I'm gonna step this way first. Also contribute a shot. This thing only has 422, or it only has 2 sections, so the damage won't spread out very much. But 422 is still actually a lot of health. So after doing that, if I had like this way, we won't be available for the tank to shoot for the most part. As soon as you're done shooting, get your shield up. And then as soon as the tank is done shooting at me, we advance in a much more straightforward fashion. All right. The missile launcher. Let's do the missile launcher last, because I still don't really know how I think this weapon's going to work. I do have a handgun on the sniper. We can just throw some damage on this thing while we very quickly seek. This hilltop's not terrible. Well, we'll be a little far back. Honestly, what I want is the hilltop where the sniper is, or where the turret is. So maybe I should advance on the turret. All right, so I'm just gonna get up here. I'm definitely hoping that we have killed the turret by this point. And then I have optimal range, which should be pretty clean, pretty optimal shots on these things. And of course, pulling 19s. I'm just going to go ahead and take the shot, though, and we'll see what happens. It's not clear to me why it would only be 19. It looks pretty good, and the shots we were taking last time at theoretically 19% to hit were working. All right, so we also have a handgun on this unit. I'm gonna pop off an opening shot here. We're just gonna volley this thing for everything we're worth, and then have to wait for the cooldown. This is not as long of an attack as I thought we were gonna get. Also, I'm gonna overheat a little bit no matter what it looks like, which was not how I read it working, but it's fine. I guess we could just wait until that bar is as small as possible. So when I fire, in theory, the shot should arc up. It'll take 5.6 seconds to reach this guy. But it should be effective. I guess we'll see. I think wait until you've fired your handgun shot, and then probably move over just a little bit so that you're behind the hillside, because your attack goes over stuff, the enemy's attacks won't. And I think that's a reasonable 5 seconds for everybody. The units that need to advance are doing so in a way that makes sense to me. Let's see how that actually turns out in practice. So first of all, still alive, actually. Never mind. It took lethal damage from these guys. The missiles are up. And hold on, replay the sniper shot. I didn't see where the sniper shot went. Did we get anything there? Nope. Okay. So the missiles are up, they're in the air. There's nothing really we can do aside from that. So the enemy's plan is to approach. Sniper's going to take fire from the tanks. We probably need to dismount the fire if I'm going to fire, and then dismount the hill. That's not a huge surprise. And then the thing that's really surprising is how long all of the intended shots from these enemies are. Personally, I don't think that's the right way to play it. Now, I will say, like, a big part of the problem here, something I was not really thinking about when I was moving my mechs up this way, is that I have approached all of these mechs from their shield sides, basically. So I am worried that the shields are going to eat a lot of the damage. I think I should have a pretty clean shot from here. Yeah. And if that shot is center accurate, I do wish I was like aiming at specific body zones. If these shots are center accurate, it doesn't actually take much to put this mech on the ground. So I'm hoping that we're gonna have that under control. This thing is also heavy, so I can't just body check it. What I can do, though, with this mech is move around this side like this so that we are at least firing into its unshielded portions when we fire. And then how quickly can you fire again without overheating? Not very quickly. I'm assuming, yeah, the tank is not considered to be heavy. So what we do is we go stomping after that. Can I just put my shield up? Yeah, we'll just put our shield up for like all of this time. So shield up toward this guy, back over the tank to cancel its attack. Okay, I feel pretty alright about that. You really just need to keep moving behind stuff. You don't need anything else. Accuracy wise, we can just like step over here and become very difficult to shoot at. And then at some point here, we will launch another attack. I don't know, see if we can just drop this tank. A big problem with these missile units is going to be that like the idea of attacking with them is very disconnected from the reality of the damage they do. It's really hard to know. Okay, we can take another real shot here. Try to help with this. And then as soon as you have fired that shot, you need to dismount the hill. And honestly, maybe just hide here for a while. Well, the shot cleans up pretty quickly. Actually, okay, so yeah, maybe I can just run straight through. Yeah, they're basically done firing immediately. So if I get over to here... could fire a quick shot off at that. I'm not going to be able to hit most of these other things. You're inside of optimal attack range, but like there's nothing else for the sniper to do to contribute for the moment, so I'm okay with taking just kind of like a bad snapshot, and we'll see what happens. I'm curious how much health that guy's still going to have. Because here comes the missile barrage. That fucked him up pretty bad, actually. Also, yeah, wow. Let's take a moment here to appreciate the amount of damage this assault rifle can do when wielded correctly. Never mind. It was mostly the sniper fire. Yeah, that sniper shot had not finished processing. It just killed the pilot straight up. Holy heck. Okay. So this thing has... no recording. I don't know what no recording means. I do know that he lost the arm that has the gun on it, so I think that's resolved. Let's send the assault rifle mech to cover real quick. Alright, get there, wait just a second until the enemy stops shooting. And then... I mean, like, advance on him, I think is the best play. Alright, fire while advancing, of course. Alright, I cannot see how he survives that. I think that one's done for. Yeah, you just don't have any actions. You're going to play out the rest of your run action as though it matters. So I think the Protector is moving inside to deal with these enemies. I am trusting the assault rifle mech to handle that tank. I don't think that tank is a threat. Some of this will get blocked. But he'll still be moving forward, and I will still be moving forward, so I don't feel terrible about continuing the approach here. Now, he is heavy. He's very slow, but he's heavy. Does he attack at all? No, he doesn't think he's going to have an opening, so he didn't queue an attack. All right, so yeah, we'll just do that. This thing, in theory, has an awful lot of missile fire headed for it, and I don't really know how I think it's going to fare. So let's have the sniper come around here. We can try to create the conditions for a sniper shot on that tank. I gotta say, this sniper rifle feels like a very powerful piece of tech. And there's absolutely no reason for this mech to try to get a cleaner line of sight, right? Like, just queue up another set of shots. Actually, you know what? I think that tank's probably done for. Queue up another set of shots on this guy as soon as the heat doesn't hurt too bad. They'll probably get blocked by that building if I don't move. So I guess like that's a concern, right? It's trying to find a way to find somewhere I can stand where this trajectory will make a little bit more sense as he moves behind the building. Or not, sorry, not that. Execute. Forward. So how much damage does the tank take from this? Actually a shit ton, but non-lethal. Alright, I overheated because I fired twice, even though it said it wouldn't overheat from that. Anyway, you still have a little bit of running to do. Is this thing dead? Okay, the pilot is concussed. It seems like 2 volleys from the assault rifle just kind of does that. So that thing will eventually shoot at the sniper. Okay, we can fall back while lining up that shot. And then over here, I'm assuming, yeah, this thing is just going to. Wow, it does not have a lot of tech. It's basically just going to shoot at me while hanging out on that roof. I guess the thing to do here is just to shield through the beginning of the turn. I'm gonna move to try to get it facing away from the incoming missiles, just to get like trying to mitigate the effect of its shield. And then I know it plans to attack again. Yeah, it looks like those missiles are coming in at a steep enough trajectory that they will go over the building, I think. Your play is definitely to run over this tank. There we go. That thing is going to take a serious beating. And the sniper is going to clean up this... Yeah, this tank's probably dead. So I'm really curious about these missiles. Okay, pretty decent damage overall. There go that thing's legs. The missiles have removed the side of that tank, and I believe that tank is the only thing that still exists at this point. I mean, I'm sure that's going to do it. So you, in theory, have slightly overheated repeatedly, but in practice, it seems like we're almost undamaged. It seems like we are undamaged. I'm wondering if the heat display is maybe a little bit buggy. So notice we have applied some of our liquid fix. Some of the barrier has burned down, But like the part that wasn't barriered is missing no HP as far as I can tell. So I don't know. I don't know how the heat works exactly. The mech building screen would indicate that we would not need any, that we would not be overheating by firing. And then the other screen told us different, and yeah, I don't really know what to make of it. Also, this thing is super dead. We don't need the long-range units. It's handled. It really is impressive, the amount of damage that that some of these units deal. So the Nox 1L, this is legs. It's not first level legs though, right? Because this says 3H, but it's the level 2 arms. I guess I don't know what the number actually means. So it is H is heavy, not the... Yeah, so Nox 3H is the name of a heavy torso and a heavy arm. So actually I have no idea what the fuck this is. This could be anything. 1L could refer to any body part. But whatever it is, it's light. That's cool. Heavy legs with the composite perk. Can I... Minus 12% mass. That's really not that compelling, if I may say so. Plus 20% integrity seems cool. Go ahead and pull that. I don't know that we want the rest of this stuff. That's definitely a better shotgun than the one we were already carrying. But yeah, like, scrap me this whole mech. Do this except bring me that arm. I'm pretty comfortable with that. Just convert them all into trash. And we found 150 bonus supplies. That's pretty fantastic. Alright, these units were transporting light armor projects. Light armor sets have less integrity, but they're lighter. They don't really dissipate more heat, not like meaningfully. But okay, so we've got some decent things here. And we've now done enough damage that we can call in the home guard, which is the, you know, the troops of the area, the troops native to the area, to try to hold the place. They'll start fighting, the enemies will start fighting them, and we will just zoom around and resolve their problems until they have control of the province. This is what we're going to have to do in every province individually, I believe. I think these are the rules. So let's go ahead and start that up. So the enemy's setting up temporary bases to compensate for their lost sites, but also the home guard's being called in, and we're just going to jump enemies wherever they appear. Threat level 180. This is where we're headed. This right here is our goal. We still haven't figured out where that farm is. We'll get there eventually. But let's pursue some upgrades here. We definitely have the upgrade we need to do overdrive mode. Or the resources we need to upgrade to overdrive mode. Improves base's vision range. Does the vision range normally change? No, so it's not offsetting anything, it's just better. To counteract high-speed vibration. I don't know, maybe it does. The way this is worded, it seems like our vision range must get worse when we're overdriving. We don't have the rare components yet to upgrade the base movement speed of the thing, but I'll be excited when we can do that. What is this? Okay, just improved generation. Allows the power core to store more energy. It enables further customization by disabling civilian reactor safety checks. Sure, that doesn't seem like it could possibly be a bad idea. We'll upgrade our base battery, and then we'll, you know, be able to do fancier stuff with it later. All right. So, We're gonna try out our new move speed and stuff. Oh hey, it's that farm. We should probably get to that farm. Liberate this facility to unlock local repairs, consume less liquid fix, and progress faster. Honestly, that's probably not really mission critical at this point. We have plenty of liquid fix to get us through what's coming. All right, so we are going to liberate this province. It is totally going to happen. We've caused enough trouble, but that feels like a problem for the next episode. That's going to be where we call it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Apologies for my scratchy throat and all of the coughing. Hopefully that's gonna just go away on its own. When you come back next time, I'm gonna be feeling better, and we are going to show these guys who is boss here, take control of our second province, probably, and then who knows? I really still have no idea like what the sort of mechanical scope of this thing is, how much weirder the weapons are going to get, how much more powerful the mechs are going to get. It is all still a mystery laid before us, and I hope you are as excited to find out as I am. And we'll see you then.